Good morning. We'd like to welcome to our page this morning, Living in the Tennessee Bottoms. Today we're going to be taking down some old fencing. Come over here, Spring. Come on, baby. Come here, honey. Come here. She's a hound to be loved on. We have a chicken pen. It's kind of in disarray. We're going to be taking it down, and one main reason is this is Spring right here. You can't see her face. She's a hound to be loved on. She had a partner named Summer, and you've seen in other videos, and we haven't brought it up yet, that he got out and misfortune happened. And livestock guardian dogs, what you don't know about them is their area is protected as far as their eye can see. And once they get out, it's a natural they keep wanting to get out. You can go to a livestock guardian dog page, and it's the same problem with them. Once they start getting out, it's really hard to stop. We have done every measure known. We have good fencing up, solid fencing, have a low voltage electrical wire going around the bottom of the fence, so they try to root out, they'll get a little shock that will discourage them. But she's really, really scared of storms, ain't she, sweetie? She's really scared of storms. When it starts thundering, she just goes to running and panting, wanting out. And no matter what we have tried to do, it's just not has stopped. So the last night she got out through the chicken fence, and you can see why. It's just an old fence and it's in bad condition. It's good enough to hold a chicken, but not a dog. They are very smart creatures. What's wrong, baby? Come here, sweetie. Yeah. They are very smart. I wish you turn around and look at the camera. They're very smart animals when it comes down to wanting to get what they want. As far as training, they have a mind of their own. So if you want a dog to train, this is not your dog. If you don't live on a farm, this is not your pet. They are strictly made for a farm. So she found a way out last night again. After I worked all day yesterday trying to keep her in. I thought, well, I pretty much got her. She ain't gonna get out tonight. I will film later on and show you some of the measures we have taken. And so today we're going to go into step 2 of taking down the fence and putting up something that's more solid, more structured to keep her from getting out. So just come along with us today. I'm going to pause this video just for a second so I can move the camera. Then I'm going to start taking the fence down. I'm going to show you some of the equipment that we will use to take down the fence. So just join us today, come along with us, and just enjoy. See, she just loves to be loved on, don't you, sweetie? You want to turn around and look at the camera? Come here, baby. Come here. Come here. There we go. Turn around. Look at the audience there. She just wants to be loved on this morning. She is a sweetheart and everything. I do get a little upset sometimes, but I love her. So just come along with us today, and we appreciate you joining us. Well, welcome back. I had to take a little break there for a second, pick up some tools and stuff. And I'm going to show you a couple things you're going to need. One thing, just taking the fence down, we're going to use simple wire cutters. Next thing right here is something a lot of people don't know about. It's a hand, it's a pocket on the shirt. And my old saying is, if the shirt doesn't have a pocket, you don't need it. So this right here is a pole puller. And the way it works is I will show you. You back this up to the pole, you put it around it, and you pull down and the pole comes up. But the first thing we have to do is we have to start taking the fence down piece by piece. So just come along, join us, and hope you enjoy your day. Thank you, baby girl. This right here, I don't know if you can see it or not, this is a wire that you run underneath the ground from one side to another for your electrical service, like for your electric fence you've got to have. A lot of people don't know about this either. I didn't know about it for a few years when we first started running a little farm down here, but it is really handy. kind of hard to pick a spot I want to start at. So much to do. This has been one of the least on our project list. You can tell that. Kind of ashamed of it. But we're going to make a difference in it today. Here's one of our horse brushes. We used at one time, we had several different horses and some donkeys, some mules, goats. We live in, like I said, we live in the Tennessee bottoms. We live in a floodplain. And about 3 years ago, after having to move them out once a year or maybe twice a year, I decided it was maybe time to go ahead and sell them. Well, since then, the river has changed courses. The 2011 flood changed a lot. It was a 500-year flood here. And then the next flood came along over the Missouri side. I think the Missouri River is something like 2,400 miles long. Well, just long, same way on the Mississippi River, Ohio River, people tend to want to dam up an area to keep water from coming up on them. And the neighbor down the stream, they dam up the area, and it goes on and on and on. And the next thing you know, the river has a whole new course. What happened to us is that Missouri side, Ohio, and everybody else who's done this, it pushed all the water up on us. But since it was a disaster over on the Missouri side about 3 to 4 years ago, broke dams and levees, it has alleviated the problem for us. It's made it worse on them, but now the river's back to more of a natural flow, and we're not having the flooding we used to have. So I'd like to have our critters back, but I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. Okay, welcome back. A lot of our fencing down, you can see from where we stopped at, where we started back down, a lot of the stuff is already gone. I'm going to give you a little demonstration on this pole puller. The ground is soft today, which really helps out a lot. But if it's June or July, and you try to manually pull one of these poles out by hand, it is an act of Congress to do it. This right here works very simple. You can see one side of the pole here is straight right here. This front side here has knobs going all the way down. Pretty simple. Put your pole to the base, raise it up, get underneath one of the knobs right here, right there, and then you just pull it up. Now if it was June or July, you'd be putting a whole lot of manpower behind that. You can see right over here in my little pile that I already have several poles pulled up, and I actually pull those up by hand because we've had so much rain, and that you see by the old chicken pen here, it is really muddy. But we're going to end up, you can see where spring is laying at right here. That's where we're going to run our new fence across right there. We're going to have to put a part of a fence down through here because that is our chicken run and fur run out there also. So it's going to take a little bit more work today, driving a few more poles. I'm going to go ahead and give you a demonstration on driving a pole because we need some more poles right here. I may need to turn the camera just a little bit, but I can show you right over here probably. It'll probably be the best thing to do. Take one of these poles that we pull, kind of stick her in the ground. Now if it's July, you're not going to stick it in the ground. And this is a pole driver. It's hollow in the center. It's got a filler up here, a lead or iron something other. And what you do, you get your pole where you want it at. You slide it over the top of the pole like this. Like I said, today the ground is soft, and that's a plus for me. You drive it in the ground. When you get done, most time it's best to leave your pole puller on top of a pole somewhere. Because if you don't, you'll be like me. You'll be going around looking for it everywhere. The first time I do not leave it on a pole, it'll take me an hour trying to chase it down. Like, where was I at last? Where did I drive a pole at last? Because we have a pretty good piece of property here that's got a lot of poles, a lot of old fencing and stuff. We're always fixing something somewhere. But this right here will definitely speed your time of the day up. This is a piece that you can put around the pole. You can hook around it, and you can actually turn the pole. It's not crooked, if it's not straight, you can actually turn it. So these are little handy devices. I believe you can get these at Tractor Supply. I don't think Lowe's sells them. I know Tractor Supply and Rural King, places like that does. This is about 40 bucks. I'm also believing that the pole puller here is about the same price, $40 to $50. But it's an investment that you'll use for a lifetime. Our son lives in Florida. Just started him a small farm down there, and that's what he asked for Christmas, anything he could use on the farm. And that's what we bought him, was a pole puller. And I had an extra pole driver, so we gave that to him. And he's already said, as soon as he got back home, how useful it was. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and pull up the rest of the poles, get our fencing set to where we would have set it at. You can see I got my sidekick over here spraying. She's watching us and everything. They just love company. A little history behind them. They were brought over, I think, in the mid-30s out west for the cattle farmers and different type of animal produce farms, because the bears and cougars was having a field day on their livestock. They brought these dogs in, I'm thinking from Europe, don't hold me to that. And since then they have spread across the United States. I've seen, you can go on Livestock Guarding Dog, you can view them. They will actually attack a bear. When you have goats and other animals, they will actually help. Like with our goats we've had in the past, they'll actually help give birth. They'll clean the babies up for the mama, and then they'll stay with them. There's farms out there that have anywhere from 10 to 20 of these dogs running loose on their farms. They have tracking collars on because they're so big, but they're a very, very loving dog. They're a good family dog. I mean, they're very low back, they're very gentle. You hardly ever hear maybe 1 in 1,000 cases where one attacks somebody or hurt somebody. But for a family dog out on the farm, if anybody was to come up and try to harm me in any way, I have no doubt she'd come to my rescue and everything. But I have to reiterate, they are not a domestic dog for keeping in the home. They have 2 coats of hair, very long hair. They love being outside. During the winter time, it can be 5 below 0 snow, and they'll be laying out here in the middle of the pasture. But like I said, they're a very loving dog. We just love having them and everything. So we're going to pause for a second and get going with this fence, and we'll come back in a minute when we're putting the fence up, okay?